Greetings. Welcome back. Yeah, it's one of those days. I will be joining the spaceship and heading out to Alpha Centauri tonight because, man, is it getting weird on this rock. And if you make it to the very end, you'll kind of understand. So anyway, though this is not a tinfoil hat time, we will not have one tomorrow as well, but we should have one the following week. I have half of one written, and that means that we're getting close. We're getting close. And so, yeah, we're going to get some good stuff going on. Maybe I'll throw on the tinfoil hat when we get more tinfoil hatty. I just don't want to forget and do the news with the tinfoil hat time, since it's not a tinfoil hat time there. But anyway, Not Gary's over on Discord. Just turned on my Apple TV 4K box. Plan to use that thing more for YouTube now that I can watch it without ads, thanks to YouTube Premium subscription. There you go. Company wanted bio AI to biological reproduction simulations. Very interesting. They got triggered when we hard-coded XX female and XY male. We need to call those variables, just like male and female connectors. Like, this is G.K. Chesterton's orthodoxy playing out right before our very eyes, guys. And that is a free book. You can download it a number of places. I think probably Project Gutenberg. If you use one of the Sword Module Bible apps, you can grab it over there. Read that book. He wrote it almost 200 years ago, and it is prophetic. It's insane. It's insane. Biological simulators, and what do you? Nah, I don't know. I've just given up trying to relate or understand what in the world's going on with some of these guys. All right, let's head on over to comments on YouTube. Troy, greetings. I don't know if we're in trouble yet, but rapidly moving in that direction. Let's see. Monitoring their own plazas. Let's see. Still, though, do you think Tom would mind if I borrowed my emotional support candy? No, you can't have my cat. Sorry, done. No. Nope. He's a space alien anyway. He's not a kitty. Let's see. Earning YouTube as a web app resolves the video stutter issues for you. Did you ever find the kitty his eye patch for tonight's voyage? Yeah, there you go. I'm working on it. Let's see. Moonbase Alpha Grays, take me to your leader. AUR, hard thing to say no to. There you go. Yeah, I did find that is the print modules, print services failing on anybody else's Arch? It was for me on the old Arch, and I wonder if that would resolved on the new Arch, and it's still broken. It just won't load. No idea why. It used to work just fine. It just won't. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. It's not like I have 10 computers that can connect to that printer. I don't exactly need that one too. Anyway. Let's see. Google homepage customization on Chromium in Linux Mint is apparently not there. Homepage customization on Chromium in Linux Mint is apparently not there. Have to use old school Chrome themes. Keegan, greetings. Let's see. Nicholas, how's it going there? CJ showing us his heart tonight. Columbus says hi. Hello, Columbus. AnyDesk was driving me crazy today. Lots of tinfoil content being generated these days. Mint will never be as good as Arch, but at least it's a good backup distro just in case. They lost a cell today. AnyDesk did. It stinks. Yeah. Wearing my tinfoil hat under my crash helmet. Why aren't you? I'll just throw mine on the outside. I'm bold with my projections of insanity. Come on. Never take someone else's kitty cat and know better. Just want to visit them. All right. We have privacy, security, business, and Sillyville today. No smart tech. There was one article that was sent to me, and it was looking at Apple Watch, and the Apple Watch health tracker can predict coronavirus. And I read the article, and it's like, okay, how did that ever pass a review process? It's like, okay, we had a sample of 5,000 people. We chose to analyze 50 samples from 5,000 people. And we determined that those 50 samples, 82% of those 50 samples demonstrated an arrhythmic to the heart rate prior to being diagnosed with coronavirus. So, okay, that sounds very much like the 7 countries study. We have data for over 100 countries. We're going to focus on these 7 countries that say exactly what we want to say. So I threw that article out, and they went through and looked at some of the other things. I think it was a 9 to 5 Mac or something article that's like, and then look at this study just showed you can do it. No, that's not a study, moron. That's a model. And every single model on COVID was wrong. I threw that article out because it was just kind of stupid. Pseudo control enable now cups. I'll try it manually. I was trying it just through the GUI, which is how I used to do it, and it says it starts and it just fails. So I'll give that a try. I'll see if that'll work for me. Well, let's go ahead and get ready to chat about the privacy news. And what is our first affiliate? That one is our first affiliate. Get the coof out. Get the coof out. Control is cups is different for some reason. It must have changed sometime recently because I used to run it just fine. I don't know. Well, let's go ahead and get started here, shall we? Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the Privacy Edition and the Security Edition. We're covering these two over here. And these are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to catch the show live and participate in all of the madness as it actually happens, that would be pretty cool. I moved over a little bit. You can actually see Tux chugging out over my shoulder there. There you go, Tux. Tux. Anyway, let's go ahead and get diving on into the privacy news. There is very little political stuff, just a few things. I think there was one that intersected in business and one that intersected in privacy. Joe Biden apparently has a Peloton exercise bike that the Secret Service said, no, you really can't move that into the White House. It's an IoT device, and we really can't have those in the White House. So if he wants to keep his cherished Peloton bike, he is going to have to disable a lot of these smart features because the thing does the Secret Service. The Secret Service is like, yeah, it's got cameras to watch you. It's got microphones to watch you. It's just all sorts of stuff watching you as you go through. And so, yeah, you can't do that. They said if he does want to keep his $2,000 internet-connected exercise bike, they are going to have to manually remove the microphones, cameras, or keep it completely off the internet. Why do you even need an exercise bike on the internet? But anyway, so there we have it. So you guys wanting to hack the Peloton exercise bikes to get into the White House, you'll have to try again. The Secret Service is already onto you. So let's go ahead and move on to the more neutral type news. 1 in 5 companies admit to spying on remote workers without their knowledge. So all of us are being sent home, work from home. And so now, of course, hilariously, I think it's later on in the business section, or maybe I threw it out, but Ajit Pai in his final gusto to say screw you to the technical America, he's like, yeah, 3 Mbps upload is just fine for the average American family, despite everyone and their children are at home working and are requiring on video conferencing. And I was watching, is it like Jacob Fluke or something? Jason Fluke, something Fluke channel. He has been doing some amazing videos looking at these tips, looking at these companies and how they're doing spying on people. There's a new company called Sneak, which is basically it'll take it's perpetually watching you on the web camera when you're working, and someone can, part of their marketing model is to grab a picture of your coworker while he's doing something embarrassing like yawning or picking his nose, and make a whole water cooler community out of this. It's like, what are we, a group of children still? I think we are. We are a group of unprofessional children here in America. But then he did another interview with a CEO that's just like, I'm tracking everything I do, and I'm getting a 60-something inch monitor in the corner of my office so I can watch everybody's webcam at the same time. Creepy. And then there's actually a smart chair I found, a smart work chair. It will determine if you get up and report back to your HR team. And if you're getting up for too many breaks, the HR team might have a talk with you. Okay, Peter, let's have a talk. So anyway, 1 in 5 companies admit to spying on remote workers without their knowledge. This is why I prefer the desktop computers where there is no camera unless I explicitly plug it in. That's what most of my computers are. The one laptop that I have, actually the whole laptop lid is always closed. So that camera's not picking up anything. I only use an external docked monitor. excuse me, monitor and whatever else. And then I also attach to that, I have a microphone plug, which will trigger the physical microphone, disables the microphone that's on board on the computer, so it kills all sound. So that's the only laptop that's ever on a regular basis. So that is actually a nice setup to do for that. And so you got to be really careful if you're working from home and your company's like, your HR is like, oh, you got to use this app and put it on. It's like, tell them, I will actually probably be a little bit more productive without it. And I told a contract that the other day. He's like, we're going to try and get more organized with this service. I looked into it and it's like, well, you have to sign in with a Google service. Like, I don't use Google services. So, yeah. And I know you guys are like, but you watch this on YouTube, you hypocrite. Yeah, that's for a separate business. Okay. Just keep in mind, I don't use Google or YouTube or anything for anything in my personal life. And that business, well, that business technically does have a Google account, but I'm like, no, I'm organized enough without this crap monitoring and trying to attach itself to everything I do. You got to tell people no. You got to stand up and say no. Like, well, I don't want to lose my job. No, I'm sorry. If you are a good employee and you come in and you say no, they're actually going to listen. They don't want to lose a good employee over something stupid. But we got to have a backbone and stand up and say, no, I'm not doing it. And tell them why. Send them the creepy video from that gentleman. I threw it in the Discord server the other day and say, this is what I'm afraid of. Okay, if I'm getting my work done, it's none of your business. Like, no, I don't need my webcam perpetually turned on. I might have children in the background that are crisscrossing. And no, I really don't want everybody in the office seeing pictures of my children crisscrossing in the back of the room. All right. And so this is the kind of stuff. So what are they doing? Well, there's this nice new product here. They have a personal mode and then they have a business mode. So this is a wristband that lets family, friends, and bosses monitor your mood. Now, the good thing about this is you have to explicitly push the button. Dude, I'd be sitting here pushing that I'm depressed button. I'm depressed, man. I'm depressed. I'm going to start leaving fun stuff on the company servers. I just bought me a length of rope. Ooh, I just bought some strong hanging nails. Ooh, bad. Come on, guys. You got to troll this stuff. You got to troll them. But I looked into this thing here. It's a UK company called Moonbeam. And, with all this pandemic, we have to be all concerned that people are cared for our health. Here's a thought, morons, okay? Here's a thought. If you're all like, oh, I'm so socially isolated, I'm highly depressed, go get coffee with someone. Oh, you might spread the coof. Dude, unless you're getting coffee with a geriatric patient, you ain't gonna have a problem. All right? We still have more nursing home deaths in my county than we have confirmed deaths in the county, and I bet that that's the same for the entire rest of the country. Because if you've actually gone to the CDC and looked at the data, the average Joe is not dying of the coof, okay? Go get coffee with your friend if you're that depressed. You don't need some bracelet to tell everybody in the world digitally that you're in a bad mood and you're sad and you're depressed and there's nothing they can do because I don't know what to do. Like, really, what do you do? What do you do with this information? Like, oh, my friend's depressed. Well, then go visit him. Here's a thought. Rather than have a separate thing that's attached to an app which sends your mood and the times you press the button and other stuff, by the way, there's a lot more stuff in this than just your mood sensor, sending it to some third-party country, why don't you pick up the phone, call your friend, say, hey, I need to talk. Let's get some coffee. All right. And, you might be breaking some quarantine violations. Good. Tell the tyrants they can't control your life. There's a thought. And moving on, Telegram. Oh, yes, guys. I did say the other day that if I see Telegram in the news one more time, I'm going to say don't use it. Well, guys, this is the third time Telegram has been in the news in 2 months. I'm going to officially declare right here, right now, don't use Telegram. Delete your accounts if you have them. Get rid of them because they're going crazy. They're going woke. Remember, first it was the advertising. We're going to start pushing advertising inside of all of your stuff. The second one was now we're, what is it? Oh, we're going, wait, hold on. I'm getting mixed what the second one was. First one was pushing in advertising. I forget what the second one was. The advertising was the least one. This one here, now it's just shutting down things for quote-unquote calls of violence, and like following the basic trends of everything else being deplatformed in Silicon Valley, nobody can give me an example as to what was actually said by whom and what made it so wrong, bad, or hateful. And so Telegram is just joining the ranks. Oh, we disagree with your viewpoints. Just go ahead and get off of our service. So Telegram is now starting to ban things. This is a third time. Oh, I'm remembering now. The second issue, first one was the ads. The second issue is they had it was not a bug. It was a feature. And they said, oh, we're aware of this. We're not going to fix it. Where you could actually locate somebody's physical address if they're utilizing the Find Local Group feature. And because you can get on there and spoof your location, and if you spoof a location and pick up the same service from a few different areas, you have enough to triangulate their position. So that can de-anonymize you. Now this one, oh yeah, they're just shutting it down. Oh, the service welcomes peaceful debate and protest, says the CEO, but it shut down hundreds of public calls for violence. And I didn't see any of these. I actually went hunting for all of these. So as far as Telegram is basically doing the same thing that Twitter is doing. Of course, you can't talk about elections and coronavirus on Twitter, but apparently you can host some CP on there because they have a lawsuit about that right now. They're going, oh, no, oh, that child stuff, oh, that doesn't violate our terms of service. But this over here, pointing out the real statistics on CDC, ban. Okay, that's insane. That's insane. And so, yeah, I think Telegram is joining in that same group of guys. And so I'm going to officially declare here and there, guys, don't use Telegram. Don't switch to it. Shut it down. Delete your accounts if you have it. They're gone crazy. They're just gone mad. And let's see, disgusting betrayal of trust. Yet another one, guys. I've been telling you guys for a long time, even if the company has the best of intentions, it can't monitor all of its employees. ADT, and remember ADT, we reported in the news not too long ago, they're now working with Google Nest. So now we have a whole range of more employees that can possibly do some of the same exact stuff. This guy at ADT, he was utilizing the home security systems in ADT to spy on people doing the nasties. And so apparently he had accessed over 200 customer accounts for more than 9,600 times, mostly spying. Fortunately, apparently he was only spying on adults. That's good. The good news. The bad news, it was the adults doing the horizontal boogie, and apparently he was getting some pretty good uses there. He would tell people that he had to add his email to their accounts. He had access to do this anyway. Just letting them, oh yeah, you'll see a notification. I'm adding my email to your account just for the purpose of testing something. Oh yeah, no problem. They don't think anything of it because they've been told about this. And then he just kind of kept his email on there and was utilizing his access to watch all of their cameras and engage in couples doing the nasty in their bedrooms at night. And why in the world you would possibly have a security camera watching you in your bedroom connected to some third-party service when you're doing the nasty? Maybe you deserve to find your photos somewhere on Twitter. Okay, I mean, really, guys, really. Be careful of these services. If you got to have cameras, make sure that they're all offline type stuff. And there you have it. Google, with Apple rolling out these new privacy applications, Google has apparently not updated their apps at all since then. Maybe this is a good thing. It's like, I don't really want my software updating every other week. But the fact that a big company like Google is not updating it, they updated their apps the day before these new privacy labels came to effect, and they haven't updated since. In other words, Google's kind of going, yeah, I'm not going to say what we're collecting. We're just going to sit back here and collect what we're collecting. We're never going to tell anybody what that actually is. And so that's kind of fun. They'll get a chance to see what they're doing. So eventually we'll get some vulnerability. Google's going to have to update it, and then you're going to get a giant pop-up that puts Facebook to shame. Like, oh yeah, there you go. There you have it. Google LLC has not provided details about its privacy practices and handling of data to Apple. No detail provided. The developer will be required to provide details when they submit their next app update, and they ain't updated anytime soon, folks. So there we have it. What's Google doing? They're doing some fun stuff. They're sitting back there right now getting a lot of these phones trying to hack it. How to get around these things, guys? I don't know. We're going to try and fit a bunch of bugs in here to prevent the thing. I don't know. So kind of fun. And on to our feature story today. Guys, the NSA agrees with Switch to Linux. It's about time, NSA. I told you guys this, 18 months ago or whenever it was when DNS over HTTPS became the default standard, forced on you when you use the woke Firefox, which maybe stop using Firefox. Unfortunately, Chromium is going to start doing the same thing soon, if it hasn't already. And I have always said there are serious problems for every single reason that the NSA has said inside this article. So score one for Switch to Linux. I called this well before anybody else called it. They urge companies to never use external DNS over HTTPS. If they are going to use DoH, make sure it is self-hosted, not sending DoH over to third parties. The problem is DoH, sure, it prevents the man-in-the-middle attack on the way over, but it also prevents all of your information from coming back. Okay, and that is really the important point. So as we go through, it's not panacea. They say in an advisory report claiming the use of the protocol gives companies a false sense of security, echoing many of the arguments presented on a ZDNet feature on DoH in October 2019, which I think I even predated that one maybe. And yet, NSA director said that DoH does not fully prevent threat actors from seeking its users' traffic, that when deployed inside of a network, it can be used to bypass the security tools that rely on sniffing classic DNS to detect threats. And that is exactly what I said. Using DNS over HTTPS will bypass the firewall I have on my router. Think about that. I have a firewall on my router for a very good reason. DNS over HTTPS bypasses it. That's what the NSA is telling us. If you are going to use it, use your own resolvers, not from third parties. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that Pi-hole can now run its own DoH, and I haven't checked it lately though. And I believe that pfSense can run DoH on its own system. So I could attach DoH on my pfSense router and then still have access to my firewall from there. That would be a little bit safer of a route to go. So there we have it, guys. Apparently I do know what I'm talking about every now and again, and everyone's like, no, you're stupid. DNS over HTTPS is really, really good. No, of course now oh God. I guess it's 2021 now. So now, is this the year I have to start agreeing with the government on stuff? Lord God, help us all. Well, if you want to help support the channel, have a look at our Linode affiliate link. You can use our affiliate code there, get $100 in credit that will last 60 days. You can play around with a whole ton of Linode stuff going on there, and then to settle on what you need. tlm.li/Linode. This is what I'm using to host. I'm actually testing a full-scale, fully functional ISP config right now, and it's also where I'm hosting my Jitsi server. So I'm making really good use of the Linode services. Go ahead and check them out today. You can use that affiliate code there and get $100 in free credit. Well, let's have a look at some security news next. Alrighty. And okay, let's see. I'm gonna finish setting up Mint later. All right. Told my wife, President Biden, I-78. She said, "Why would America have old fossils for president?" I mean, I thought we were trying to go away from the old white guys. Apparently not. Apparently, the old white guy threw all the women under the bus. Bump, bump. Am I not the only one who thinks these IoT devices? I think they're silly. Twister OS would have been the nice alternative to Linux Mint, but it's only compatible on Raspberry Pi devices. Okay. Joshua Fluke. Thank you, Carbon Programmer. Joshua Fluke. Excellent stuff. More likely to get a Raspberry Pi or something for the automated stuff, maybe 3D printer to print cases. There you go. IoT devices are infantile, yep. Get a Raspberry Pi 400. I'd install Twister OS. So I don't have retro Windows. So a kid in my class only used external USB cameras and microphones. He said, isn't that a little old-fashioned? Bingo. Yep. Yes, it is. And it's exactly what you need. It's exactly what you need. A couple days ago, the default SIM for Mint Mobile is 1234. Oh, really? Oh, lordy. Does that camera no longer work on a laptop? Wire clippers. Yeah, pretty much. It's like, why not? Why did I not stand in the freezing cold to catch up with my second dad? I made it a point to invite him in. There you go. Internet must be slow. He started to lag until I lowered my video quality. I did not actually notice any lag on my end, but who knows? Decentralized tech is cool. Yeah, or actually, are we covering? Yeah, we are covering some decentralized tech stuff now. I'm in rare form tonight. I feel like I'm in rare form tonight. Now, is my audio peaking though? I keep on. Looks like I keep on peaking over here on my audio. Let me turn that down a bit. Actually, I'm not going to adjust it right now for the sake of editing it. But after the next section, someone remind me. I'll look at that. Unplug the internet, go live in the mountains off the grid, and grow your own food. There you go. Fear for the future right now. What future? We're going back to the past. Yeah. Right call. Never looked that deep into it. I just don't have time for much research. Have my concerns about it. Yeah. Thursday night. Yep. Thursday night's my Christian show. Spring semester is now easier since you use Linux. There you go. Classes are doing really good. Hey, you made it back to the stream. Good evening. Sleepy, you want to watch our next section. There is a Mac bug, and I'm wondering if your brand new Mac has it. It's the screensaver bug. Apparently, Mac has a screensaver bug, but I'll give you guys the details of it soon here. Said about the Pi Pico. Yeah, I saw some information about it. Let's see. Let's see. Don't overthink it. Tom, audio and video levels are stable. I keep on peaking over on OBS, but well, guess we'll keep it the way it is. Okay. Tom would only stream when I'm not. When you're not happy? What? Okay. So I guess you were streaming. All right. Yeah, sorry. Hey, in my defense, I have had this same exact streaming spot for 4 years now. Come on. Let's check in on Discord. Gonna have to leave for dinner. All right, man. Gonna get this machine to run Linux. Try again when you get a 5th gen. Yeah, it depends on what it is, I guess. Let's see. Mint. Let's see. We'll run Linux, but I have a strange issue that's vary between distros. Like it on Mint. Won't audio mount any of your drives. On Arch, I have video issues. Very interesting. Piece of electrical tape over the webcam laptop has been happily running Manjaro for over a year now. There you go. Texted my boss to ask him if he spies on us. He said, I have better things to do. There you go. There was a lab next to ours that they had one computer in it, and it was right next to the principal investigator's office, and so she could see you anytime you were on the computer. She was a little creepy. A Mozilla employee once called me out stupid on Reddit for despising DoH. Yeah, audio is clipping. Okay, yep. See, that's what I thought. I thought the audio was clipping. I'm going to try not to yell as much, though. That's kind of crazy. Go nutsoids there. Oh, well. Let's go ahead and get on into our security portion. So first in our security news, yet another Windows 10 bug that can corrupt your hard drive. So last week we reported on the Windows 10 bug that can crash your hard drive if you open an image. This one is if you just open a folder, which by the way, that folder could be linked to a random website or something in an email, all sorts of ways to cause that folder to click. But when you go ahead and click on that folder, it will crash your entire hard drive. So apparently NTFS is a really bad file system if opening images and folders can corrupt it. But yeah, be careful if you are updating to the latest versions of Windows. Some things indeed are causing the file system to go completely corrupt. Make sure if you are running Windows, you have a very good backup strategy in place. Not to be left out, Mac actually has a new bug in the latest version. These are the Apple M1 Mac models, and this one apparently has a screensaver bug. So apparently this triggers if you were to log out, or not log out, switch users. They hyped up this big switch user account. So like on Linux, you can switch user over to another user. And then when you switch user, the screensaver will lock on. And then as the screensaver locks on, then it will, when the screensaver logs on, it'll come back and it will never turn off. And then you don't have a way to turn it off. And so there we have it. It is definitely a little bug on the Mac. Brand new Mac Mini M1, second day using it. Big Sur Mac OS 11 with the screensaver and screen sleep set to 20 minutes. Actively editing some calendar entries. All of a sudden, the exact same happens. Screensaver on, user locked out. End up using remote access from your MBP to get back in and log out of the user. And then the Mac Mini then just jumps to the login screen. It's working again. Yep. So if you have one of the new Macs, let me know if you're having that little bug, but apparently you need to find a way to log out of it and log back in, and it will be all right. OpenWRT forum had some data stolen. They did clarify that it's just the OpenWRT forum, not the wiki page. The wiki page uses a different database, different logins and things like that. The problem was that an admin who had a good password, but their software did not have any limits on the access, and their password was brute forced with no two-factor authentication enabled to it. And so that's how that one got in there, but they were able to get in there and access a whole lot of extra data. So basically, if you happen to have an account over on the OpenWRT forum, you are going to want to change your password. And this was a phishing scam that went perfect. It had everything down. It went ahead and it had the perfect look. It had the perfect feel. It even had some SSLs. It had all sorts of stuff. The perfect phishing scam. Except they were dumping all of their data into an unsecured Amazon bucket. So anyway, someone was able to get in there and basically the hackers dumped all their data into a database that ended up becoming publicly accessible. So then one hacker did this, and their mess up caused all of their data for everywhere to be all dispersed broad between everybody at all times. So there we have it, guys. Isn't that exciting? So yeah, that's kind of fun. There we have it. Here's industry, least on the retail, most on the construction, energy, and infotech sectors, some healthcare, real estate. So there you go. There's your percentage of industry targets. The good news about that one is it was a very targeted phishing scam, but they were doing some good phishing. And finally, Malwarebytes had malware. I've been telling people for a long time, stop using Malwarebytes. It was good in the day. About 3 or 4 years ago, it started to suck really bad. And I've been telling people stop using Malwarebytes. But yeah, Malwarebytes got malware. Same group that had SolarWinds, breached SolarWinds, the Dark Halo. And they got in there by spoofing the developer keys and getting in there and grabbing a whole lot of things. They learned about it December 15th. So much for that 30 days of notice. Or is this article earlier this week? Yeah, it's close, I guess. few more. Hey, yeah, a couple days for Christmas in there. I guess they're right on that 30. So they said the hacker only gained access to a limited subset of internal company files and added that the software remains safe to use. I'm not sure about that, but there we have it. SolarWinds hack last year's supply chain attack led to breach U.S. governments, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, whatever. We already covered all that kind of stuff. So there we have it, guys. Malwarebytes gets infected with malware. So have fun with that. Well, if you want to help support the channel, head on over to Subscribestar. This is one of the support pages. I do have a Patreon as well. But over here on Subscribestar, if you are not liking Patreon these days, you can go ahead and do that. We have the bronze, silver, gold, and platinum levels there. And that is subscribestar.com/switchedtolinux. With that, we will wrap up here. Let me know your thoughts on these articles in the comments down below. Alrighty, let's see. I don't have any specific reason to want to get rid of Signal at this point in time. Some people have passed me some information recently saying, it's like NSA created type stuff. Yeah, so's Tor. Sometimes the NSA creates stuff that leaks out into the rest of the world that's actually really good. So I've not seen evidence to indicate why one should not use Signal. And the fact, though, that Google and Apple seem to be going after Signal right now is probably a good sign. So I would say Signal is probably not that bad at this point. But we'll keep our eyes on it. Everything, even the sender's IP address, to decrypt it only took RX 690 graphics card 58 seconds. Wow. And that was Telegram, huh? Wowzers. Times required 12 of them. Interesting. Very fun. Video issues on YouTube and Mint, but the web app fixed it. Even Debian Sid is more stable than Windows 10. Kids are getting big in my last semester of classes. I'm ready for spring. At least I don't have to deal with ice and snow, just temperatures, a few degrees above freezing. Audio is okay on ungoogled Chromium. There you go. Glad I don't have glass on my tiny backyard. Plus, I have to... Something at the wife always had to list me. Are you typing all right? Let's see. People respond like that, instantly tell you that you're dead wrong. Chances are good you're right, and you need time to step out. Ashton Snap, greetings. How's it going there? I'm a Christian. In the end will be good. Still fear what is coming in the short term. I know you shouldn't. I'm actually doing a video on that on the Daily Walk on Tuesday. It will be an excellent video on the coming persecution. Input gain track volume, master volume, 3 places where you can clip your audio. It's called gain staging. Thank you. I needed a lesson on audio tuning. Let's see. Install Debian Sid will likely be more stable than Windows 10. Pause updates and remove the trouble updates for everyone. Wife just gave you cookies. Ooh. I just made some cookies. Okay, you can pause Windows updates. Going to pause them for 30 days. M1 chip is quite the impressive bit of kit. Powerful, aggressive, efficient. Haven't come across the bug yet. Switch users just by touching the power button. Big Mac fan again. Ban you now. All right. We'll go ahead and ban you. All right. Yeah, there you go. Vince, if you didn't see it, Ubuntu's been ported to the M1 chip. You'll have to give it a try. Let's see. Apparently Windows 10 bug. One could come with a shortcut to the audio start programs. It's crazy. Just literally finished doing a router config for a client who wanted DDWRT. It's not Windows 10 a meme at this point. I think it is. Amateur scammers. Can we not train young scammers better? Blame our education system. Probably. Let's see. Speaking of memes, I got like 20 Bernie Sanders memes today. They were glorious. That picture of like the grumpy Bernie Sanders sitting there with the mask. Somebody posted that into all sorts of places. Off the top of my head, there was one on the bench next to Forrest Gump. Oh man, it's hilarious. Actually, here I actually have. I can't show it on the screen, but I can describe to you the ones that I've seen. Oh, we have him watching the battle instead of the Emperor on Star Wars between Luke and Darth Vader. Which other ones do I recall? Oh, we have him in the tank when Luke Skywalker's getting treated. Let's see. Oh, he painted into the painted into the Last Supper meal. Somebody did some glorious stuff with that Bernie meme. It was good stuff. I wish I could. Oh, so he put him as the fly on Mike Pence's head in the debate. Oh, he's on Mars on the Dr. Manhattan fleeing scene in Watchmen. Somebody's doing some good stuff with that Bernie meme. It was glorious. Let's see. Signal is legit. Yeah, I don't have any issues with Signal. I've not used Wire or Whisper. Please stop saying, Well, when I figure out how to solve that, I'll figure it out, I actually do attempt to edit those out. I do recognize that as a distinct weakness of my speaking. And I attempt to edit them out in the post edits. I kind of gave up on myself. I understand, but sorry, not much I can do. A wild Mavis appears. Greetings, shave, you hippie. Nah. Audio signal is green. You're clipping. Your input gain is too high. Thanks. Another week, another Windows for the Bernies. Yeah, Mavis Games sent those to me. They were glorious. Memeing those all day. Well, if you want to drop them in the meme section on my Discord channel, that'd be awesome. Let's see. Stephen Ellis says, the second time you said that, so shut up. Anybody, if he says it again, go ahead and put him in timeout for a little bit. All right, I'm going to go and adjust the audio real quick. I will be right back. Let me find my kitty camera because the problem is yesterday I moved some audio stuff around and I can't get to the audio system from here. No, you stay right there. People are watching you. All right, check. A little better. Check. All right. Yeah, I think that's better. Let me do one tiny adjustment here in the software as well. All right. Okay, there we go. Yeah, yesterday I had turned stuff up for something else I was working on, and I had never turned things back down. That's why we were getting the clipping. So, let's see. What is DoH? DNS over HTTPS. Sweet compression filter, like no adjustments required. Yeah, I did the final adjustment on OBS. So I have a new audio interface. And it kind of sucks. Like, I expected a Behringer would actually be good, and no, it actually sucks. It doesn't do the output mixing right, and so I have to do a little bit more adjustments than I had to do with my old one. That new one, it does have a few extra options, so I mounted the new one on the computer, and then the old one I keep in my portable bag. So I have two audio interfaces now. So anyway, Homer Simpson's favorite protocol. That is right. Let's see here. we're going to jump on into corporateocracy. And what is our affiliate? That is our affiliate there. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the business edition, and we are ending with a little bit of Sillyville. People, you're going to want to get on a spaceship and leave at the end of this. I'm telling you what. Well, these are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you would like to jump on live. But let's go ahead and get started. First, we have a couple of nice updates from the FOSS and Linuxy type world. First, Brave browser takes a step towards enabling a decentralized web. So this is the new protocol. IPFS is the protocol. Basically what it does is it allows you to take your various servers and allows you to deploy them like torrent sites. And so a variety of different places can be hosting all of the different content, and then the web browser will have a listing where to go to, and then it will pull from whatever the best source is to decentralize the web, which definitely helps against censorship and things like that. So this is actually a really good step. These are the things that, like, as much as I'm not a huge fan of the company behind Brave, man, is it just coming up as one of the better web browsers. And yeah, there have been a few little scandals with it, as it were, as happens with a lot of things. But at the same time, it's really doing some good stuff. It really is. So Brave browser's good. CentOS is dead. We talked about a whole video about this. However, now you can have up to 16 production servers in Red Hat for free. So maybe that's a little bit of a tip of the hat back. This is probably a good thing, a good step. Of course, Red Hat is one of the servers that can run cPanel, which is the biggest loss for the CentOS servers. And so you can get on over here and you can use new no-cost, low-cost, and simplified Red Hat access. So there you have it, guys. So we'll see. We'll see if that's something good coming down the pipeline. And finally, in this little semi-clip of business news, the Linux was eventually ported to the M1 chip from Apple. This is Ubuntu, so sorry you guys wanted to use Arch or something. You Arch guys just didn't get to it in time, but Ubuntu guys did. He has a whole tutorial here. This is on corylum.com/blog/linux-m1. Of course, all of the articles are linked on the website, which the link for that is in the show notes. And they have the information, download Ubuntu root fs, extracting the image, connect it to your Mac. There's all sorts of fun stuff over here. So you guys that have the new M1 Mac can play around with Ubuntu on the Mac. See if that's working for you. Let's go ahead and get on to the other news. We have a couple more Apple news. Apple does pull the plug on the user-found method to sideload iOS apps. And so for the people who's always said, well, you can still sideload your apps. Not really. Not in an easy, a sane, and a normal way. You can't still sideload your apps. But what we do have the ability to here is we have the ability to, at some point in time, we had the ability here to use iTunes. Was it iTunes? I don't know. I don't use the Apple devices as much. Use iTunes, I believe. You could grab a copy of the app. You could figure out a way to sideload it. Not anymore. Apple's kind of doing away with that. So all those last final vestiges of possibly doing a good job, gone. Sorry. Apple is taking the most courageous step ever. They're realizing that what they did was wrong, and they're reversing some of the previous stupid things that they've done. First, MagSafe is coming back. Woohoo! We have MagSafe coming back, guys. That is awesome. MagSafe was the best thing about Mac. People complained like there's no tomorrow when they got rid of it, and now they're bringing it back because MagSafe was the best part about a Mac. The second thing they are doing is they are getting rid of that stupid little bar. You know, they took out the function keys to give you the multi-purpose bar instead, which by and large, people generally didn't use. It was too easy to accidentally hit, etc., etc. And believe it or not, function keys are actually there for a function. Who would have thunk it? But Apple is going back, so they are doing the ultimate in bravery and saying, our bad, going back, getting rid of the USB-C only chargers, bringing back the MagSafe chargers. They said they were the same size as the other ones. I'm not sure if they're still completely compatible with the old Macs or not, but we'll see. And then they are getting rid of that new slider bar and going back to the actual physical keys like people said that they probably should. So there we have it. Apple is doing some pretty good stuff. This one here, I don't know where I'm at on this one. I'm a 50-50. So this is down in Georgia. There's a lawsuit in Georgia pushing to expand the TV franchising rules to include streaming services. So Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, all these different streaming services would end up paying a cable fee. This, to me, it makes sense because a lot of the revenue for an individual, a lot of the revenue here for one of these individual jurisdictions happens to be in the cable TV taxes and fees, which does help keep some infrastructure going. It helps keep the city going, stuff like that. And so with all these people ditching cable going to streaming services, to me, it makes sense that the streaming services would be taxed the way that cable services are because they are pretty close to a direct replacement. There's ways to not have to pay that extra tax to the municipality. Don't have Netflix, which you shouldn't have anyway. Netflix is an insane company. But I don't know. Where am I wrong in this one? So the lawsuit basically wants to take all those old cable fees, put them onto the streaming services. That'll, of course, will cause all the streaming services to go up. It'll add an extra layer of bureaucracy, which is the unfortunate part. I'm not a huge fan of that. But at the same time, the jurisdictions do need the revenue lost by people cutting cable. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that one? Definitely correct me there. Ajit Pai, his final lead out. Oh, it's so sad that I can't be making fun of Ajit shut your pie hole anymore. He's out of office. Now is the time to place your bets. Is he going back to Verizon or is he going to move on to one of the other ISPs? I guess let me know. Let me know your bets. But he does tell us that 3 Mbps upload is still fast enough for U.S. homes despite everybody's forced to work from home right now and your children are forced to go to school at home right now, and your teacher's like, you gotta turn on your webcam. And why is your webcam not on? Because it's like, my dad needs the webcam bandwidth right now for the important meeting at work, and we're just doing something stupid at school. So whatever that happens to be worth. 3 Mbps is not enough. I've looked at the lower levels Mbps for this. I can't use it. I have to have a minimum of 5 or 6. Like right now we are streaming this at 5 Mbps up. And I think I have up to 10. If I could get down to 5, I would do that. I think I could probably still do the show at 5 with a 5 cap. But we'll see. But 3 is not sufficient enough. So that now this is how we change things around. It's like, man, how do we get more Americans to be on broadband? Ajit Pai's like, I got an idea. Let's lower the standard. Same thing they did with cholesterol, cholesterol drugs. How do we get more people to use our Lipitor? I got it. Lower the average cholesterol that's considered healthy. Perfect idea. What should we lower it to? Lower it to just under the average cholesterol. Guys, look into Lipitor. That's exactly what they did. Very interesting indeed. And on to our featured story today. Facebook still denies shadow banning anybody, but apparently they have received a patent for shadow banning. Go figure this one out. This is true. There you go, Pinocchio. So Facebook has continually denied that it participates in the practice of shadow banning, a method of blocking a user's posts or comments from everyone except the user who made the post or comment. They say, oh, we're not doing any of that. But they did actually receive a patent on it, apparently. So the post consisted, let's see, what can we find here? Newly patented automatic system for shadow banning anything proscribed. It's proscribed by Facebook. The company would have no trouble pressing the digital mute button on JBS or any other users whose posts run counter to the accepted liberal norms. Following the striking accusations and allegations of shadow banning conservative users, including the undercover videos released by Project Veritas showing Twitter employees admitting to the practice, Facebook and Twitter executives were called upon in April to answer questions before Congress about the practice. They denied it. The representatives of Twitter who appeared before the Senate committee investigated the practice and said, "At no point, sir, is the person's followers unable to find what the person has tweeted." And Facebook's public policy director told the Senate panel, "I would like to state unequivocally that Facebook does not favor one political viewpoint over another, nor does Facebook suppress conservative speech." So the problem is, though, is that while declaring before Congress that no, they don't do this, they received a patent for it. Well, at least Facebook did. Twitter didn't. So Twitter's off the hook. But at this point in time, I would like everybody who testified before Congress to now be held in prison for contempt of Congress for a while. That would be a fun thing to do, wouldn't it? That really would be. That really would be. And that is our featured article today. So yes, Facebook is definitely not doing any shadow banning. They just happen to have a patent for it. Come on. Come on. As the Babylon Bee said this week, "It's a private company. They can do what they want," cries man being curb stomped by a Terminator in response to Skynet doing what they want. Well, if you'd like to help support the channel, have a look over at our Pro Writing Aid affiliate link, tlm.li/PWA. Excellent alternative to Grammarly and some of these other alternatives. You can use my discount code to receive 20% off a yearly or a lifetime subscription. You can get the monthly for $20, and they do have some services available for free. You can try those out on their website as well to see if you like the service before you buy. With that, let's go ahead and have a look at Sillyville next. There we are. I think I minimized ums. I caught myself on a couple of them, and that was hard. I think I caught myself on 3. You guys, who's keeping the count? All right. I need an counter on the videos. But yes, that is something I am aware of for you who are bringing it up. Which model? I don't know. I don't remember. And I can't see it from here, so. The wife told me she is like Marge when she said she is mad and she goes, "Grr," and I did not have my feet warm that night. Uh-oh. I think you're trying to compliment her. I wish my wife was more like Marge. Crap, don't tell her said that. Brave should replace Firefox's Linux's flagship browser. Is it entirely open source, though? I'm not sure it's entirely open source. How safe is the M1 chip running Linux? Should be fine. We reported Ubuntu first because there already was a Pi image. Ah, yes, that is true. That is indeed true. CentOS creator started a project called Rocky Linux. Yes, he did. What is MagSafe? So on the Mac, they have a charger. So this Mac here is one of these. And so this port over here, instead of being something you plug a cable into, it magnetically connects. Surface, in the first version of the Surface, they did the same thing. It is really superior because if you come by and trip over the cord, instead of the whole computer flying around, it just disconnects itself. He's got to reconnect the MagSafe. So MagSafe is the best way to connect a computer. I love it when they do those. And when they took it out, it was big and controversial. Kind of lament the loss of the touch bar. It was innovative, brings function keys to the modern world. Yeah, until your OS doesn't operate when you need to push the function keys to do something functional. It's like that time I actually had to use a USB to PS2 connector and a Windows 8 disk to recover a Windows 7 computer. Don't ask me how or why. All I know is I got the thing fixed back up. bloat is a subjective term. There you go. $25 Mbps upload still needed as I stream soccer games and such. That Mozilla post actually was calling for more transparency for algorithms, so things like shadow banning couldn't really happen. Yeah, I'd have to read through it again. I haven't read it in about a week or two. So, reading it, no, I completely disagreed with the post. But I have to read it again. Ate a lot for lunch, you're bloated. Be forced to go back to cable with channels instead of cable with my own choice of streaming. Dope. Count, you got 2. Count, I got 2. I counted 3 myself. I counted 3 myself. Three Mbps isn't slow. My internet is 600. Normie, why not use social media? Greetings, Lamer. How's it going there? Personal home machines. I reinstalled Windows 10, but this time just for gaming only. To be honest, this is something I thought I would never do. Explain in a blog post why they can't. They do their own UI design, which is proprietary. Oh, was that Brave? I know Vivaldi's UI is proprietary. Is Brave's as well? I can't remember. Now you think Ubuntu Linux is cool now? All right, I'm going to ban you too. Vivaldi didn't know they considered it. Yeah, Vivaldi. I know Vivaldi is. See, just skip the first half of the Mozilla post. They didn't need to go there. Yeah, I thought I read it all. I didn't see that spot, but yeah, I'll go back and have a look at it again. Brave is fully open source. Okay. Yeah, most of Vivaldi is, but yeah, and that's actually why some distros don't package it as well. Shall we go to Sillyville, folks? Let's go to Sillyville. Yeah. This is going to be an interesting one. Am I taking the vaccine? Hell no. I hope I wasn't unclear about that. All right, let's go ahead and move on here. And now moving on to Sillyville. The first, most amazing, and greatest thing that happened when we got Biden in the White House is that the White House now has a dark mode. Here we are. We head on over. Not only does it have a dark mode, it also has a geriatric mode, baby. That's got geriatric mode for the people who can't see anything and need to read everything on the White House. It has 2 font sizes. Look at that. That's massive. But we got the light mode and the dark mode on the White House. That's right, guys. That's right. We got it. We've been waiting for that forever. That was the holdout for Trump, man. Trump's like, I am not turning that dark mode on. So, because he was like a white supremacist or something. I don't know. Biden is definitely not a white supremacist. He enabled dark mode on the White House. All right. I'm having too much fun with this kind of stuff. All right. Good riddance to the 16:9 aspect ratio. For all the lovers of tall screens, it's a great time to be alive. So let's go ahead and get rid of the only consistent aspect ratio that anything and everything uses. Way to go. This is yet another glorious piece by The Verge that demonstrates why they have no earthly idea what in the hell they're doing over there. You may as well learn how to build a computer from them. So yeah, they're making a big deal of it about the big tech conference this year is, oh, they're doing away with some of these different aspect ratios. Like there's a reason 16:9 is the most popular aspect ratio. And what are they calling for? Pretty much going back in time to the old 4:3. I mean, they're not quite 4:3 yet, but they're praising all these devices that are doing, there's a 3:2, there's a 16:10. 16:10, there's a 3:2, 16:10, 3:2, 16:10. So they're basically calling for a change in that. It's like, why? I don't get it. I mean, I get when you have a something like an iPad, for example. The 16:10 ratio doesn't work as well for that. I think let's see. I'm trying to think if the Pine Tab is a 16:9 or something. But I don't know why this is a praiseworthy thing. I don't know why there's such a big push to get rid of the most popular screen resolution. It's just weird. I don't get it. Oh, well. Verge also brings us, we do not object to this Reddit bot that turns arguments into Ace Attorney videos. So apparently there is a discussion thread inside of Reddit, and you can go ahead and look at it. Let's go ahead and allow this guy once. I hope this audio isn't like, I don't know, something bannable, but... Oh, hold on. You guys, let me turn on my desktop audio. You guys can hear it.
Objection!
All right. That's enough. If I do any more of that, then we might actually get some like weird copyright claim or something. But yeah, somebody created an AI bot to take all of these arguments inside of subreddit forums and turn them into debates, courtroom debates in this video game, I guess it is. Ace Attorney videos. I don't know. Definitely weird. Some people might have too much time on their hands. Well, we know Elon Musk does not have too much time on his hands because apparently now Tesla is hiring dedicated support workers just to handle angry tweets directed to Elon Musk. I know he's banned, but maybe Twitter can reinstate Trump for a period of time just so we can see Trump and Musk Twitter debate. It'd be a piece of amazing glory. I'm telling you guys, it'd be a piece of amazing glory. Called Energy Customer Support Specialists. For people who are tweeting insanity at Elon Musk. Way to go, Tesla. But at least Elon Musk being crazy on the Twitter, at least it has added jobs to our economy. There we have it. Are we ready for our final story? Get a free bag of marijuana with the COVID-19 vaccine. They are literally calling it joints for jabs. The idea here is that you can't possibly share your blunt with other people unless you've had the vaccine. So if you just come to our location to get the vaccine, you will get a free bag of pot. Check, please. I would like off of this planet now. So it's the DC group, DC Marijuana Justice. They plan to offer weed gift bags to those who get the COVID-19 vaccines in the nation's capital. We are looking for ways to safely celebrate the end of the pandemic, and we know nothing brings people together like cannabis, they say. So they're calling it joints for jabs. This is the worst name for something since Obama's cash for clunkers. Okay, guys? It's like... I mean, really. Someone also probably needs to remind them that when you get the COVID vaccine, you still need to wear your mask and socially distance, and you can still spread the virus and all this. So it begs this question, what are we injecting and why? So, yeah, very interesting. Quote, to celebrate this momentous occasion and thank people for getting vaccinated, dozens of DC home growers will lawfully distribute free bags of cannabis outside vaccination centers as soon as the general public is able to get vaccinated. The release says, further quoting, Schiller is saying,
When enough adults are inoculated with the coronavirus vaccine, it will be a time to celebrate not just the end of the pandemic, but the beginning of the end of cannabis prohibition in the United States. So there we have it, guys. Is that going to entice you to go ahead and get the jab? Or are you thinking, no, I say no to drugs. That includes both marijuana and the jab. And I'm in that camp. I don't want anything to do with weed. I don't want anything to do with the coof vaccine. I'm good. I'm good, yo. I'm good. So there's my thought. If you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon page. This is for all of my 3 major channels. We have Switch to Linux, we have Our Walk in Christ, and we have Writing Done Right. And this is actually a new banner page layout. If you've not seen it, I silently updated stuff over Christmas if you guys had not seen that yet. But you can head on over there, patreon.com/Tom M. That's TOMM. So there we have it. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you in the next video. All right, I think I had the audio working better on that collection there. So, alrighty, let's see. Where's your news link or source of NSA Warns Against it? If you look in the video description, there's a link to the Switch to Linux website. It is over there. Is it? It should be in the video description. If it's not in the video description, let me know. I know it is in the system. I think it is, though. Rabbit hole time. Dark mode. Yeah, I think Edge Chromium is open source. Edge on Linux. Now the White House needs to go yellow mode, and we're good to go. Yeah, we need a mode for each race. The only non-open source part of Vivaldi is the skin browser itself, and the blocker add-on are all open source. Yeah, I agree. Don't make me watch Verge's computer build. Don't use or install Edge on Linux. Yeah. DT 16:9 aspect ratio is bloat. Death Star mode. 1280 left to right. 3460 top to bottom video. 9 is the industry standard. Leave it there. Totally agree. Bezels are bloat. I like my bezels. Remember when 4.3 was standard? Yeah. So minuscule, I kind of understand why I would make them minuscule of a difference. Most people would not know the difference. Why isn't 1:1 resolution a thing? Because that's a square box. .43 aspect ratio forever. Eyes are 16:10 ratio. All right. 32:9 is for workstation enthusiasts. Why aren't monitors 3D globes you can spin around? There you go. So Elon Musk has no backbone. He's just too busy to deal with all these guys. Version of Linux Mint are you running on your production system? This one is 18.3. My other production systems are like 19.3. Free weed for vaccines, sign me up. JK, I don't smoke. Take that vaccine, you're going to need it. There you go. Give weed for the vaccine, really, that's right. 106x8 screens for Samurai Jack replays. Saying sorry, context matters. I mean, cannabis is a good painkiller for the jab. There you go. Visit USA, there was a guy dancing in a Statue of Liberty costume with a sign pointing saying Obamacare. Oh, Lord. There's also there's a chain of tax accounts. I think it's like Liberty Tax Services. You'll see the Statue of Liberty guys dance around for that too. OD on vaccine. Multiple people going to multiple locations getting multiple shots. Remind me when they wanted to have mosquitoes deliver vaccines. Oh, Lord. If you're running around to multiple places getting multiple vaccines at the same time, you are watching too much news and they have made you frightened. That's insane. Yeah, don't do that. If you're going to get the vaccine by this whatever schedule the particular manufacturer says to do, which I think is going to be like 2. Most of them, I believe, are 2 doses. You get a dose, and 30 days later, you get another dose. Of course, they're trying to convince people to get that second dose because apparently the first dose is pretty painful from what I hear. Biden needs to buy marijuana and gay marriage. Needs to ban marijuana and gay marriage nationwide. No, he won't do that. It's true. Marijuana made me want to marry, man. Thanksgiving, I gave a turkey a marinade vaccine, then a hot bath in peanut oil, a large pot of a propane burner for 50 minutes. It was delicious. So weed is legal in that country? Wow. No. Like, it's a spotty mess. Right now in Oregon, it is more legal to have crack cocaine than to have your friend over for dinner. Because U.S. Some states, marijuana is illegal in all forms. Here in Pennsylvania, it's legal medically, but not to have it. Some states and cities, you won't get in trouble for having it. The police will just make you dump it out. It's a mishmash. But no, it's not legal. You are immune, you still have to wear a mask. Yes, the antibodies only last a while, but we all have T cells. Yeah. New beeper app. Is there a difference, PF Sense versus Unified Dream Machine Pro? I've not seen that option. Gov, Rainbow Unicorn Mode. Yes, we do need the Rainbow Unicorn Mode. Roast me, you deserve it. Needs to revert to classic standards. Do that, I'm not taking it. I don't do drugs either. First dose 50%, second dose 90%, and yes, the first one can make you sick for a few days. Did see a report allergic reactions in the COVID vaccine are way up. Well, you might as well go out feeling good. Yeah. Banning is so 2020. The new thing is called canceling. Okay, all right. Got dark mode in the White House. I can believe I can fly. Let my crappy mainstream media. No, the Verge PC build reference. You received an unsolicited package from Vivaldi. Really? What is it? White House website is moved to the dark side. That's right. Post I'll accept as a coffee pot. Oh yeah, only pot you'll accept as a coffee pot here. This is stupid, so dumb. Against marijuana. Yeah. Smoking make coronavirus worse? The statistics don't seem to support making coronavirus worse. In the initial reports, the ones from France and the ones from New York, way back in March and April, actually the smokers, there weren't nearly as many deaths from smokers. It's possible, however, that that's because the smokers had died earlier, because the majority of the coronavirus deaths are over like 75, and smokers by and large have a less chance of making it that far in life. So it's questionable. You would think overall, since they're both impacting the lungs, I would have assumed smoking is going to make it worse, but I haven't seen the science on that answer specifically. Oh boy, Unicorn OS or Hannah Montana Linux? Unicorn OS. Any recommendation? Any recommend custom router firmware? I've heard of pfSense and OpenSense. I use pfSense personally. I really like it, so that's good. What phone brand do I use? I have a Nexus 5X running Lineage. I have a Nexus 5X running Resurrection, and I have a Nexus 5X running EOS. If you want more normie type functionality, EOS is probably a little bit different, or a little bit better. I like Lineage personally because I don't use my phone for normie things. My phone is actually a phone. I know it's a shocking thing. Told my wife about the weed for vaccine. She goes, well, sometimes I think we need weed to just deal with you, so I might take that deal. Oh boy, we're getting into some weird and dark places. Let's go ahead and feed a cat, shall we? And then we'll get out of here. He's watching the drawer very patiently. Oh boy, kitty cat. Hallelujah, hallelujah. All right, let's see. Final words. Well, the reason I like the Nexus 5X is its repairability is extraordinarily high. Parts are cheap and easy to find. The entire phone is a series of simple modules. You just pull them apart and reattach them. So the problem is very few systems. I think EOS might still be updating it and supporting it, but other ones I don't think are. CJ is bloated. Yes, CJ is definitely bloated. Completely, everyone has to agree on that one. I was doing beta testing, Corona. I think that the cat should be the new Switch to Linux mascot. There you go. All right, guys, I think we are going to go ahead and, let's see, wrap. Okay, how much 5X costs? $100 at this point. The downside is it doesn't have, it's not getting a lot of full security updates. I think EOS might still be supporting it. Lineage does not anymore. Resurrection doesn't anymore. Things like that. Music do I enjoy? I really don't listen to much music. So cute licking himself without any care in the world. He's like, yeah, I know. Come on, man. Imagine that. Sounds like we go to heaven. You're going back. CJ's not bloated. He's extra fluffy. He's big bumped. He's big bumped. I mean, just look at that big gut sticking out, and you can see he's big boned. All right, we'll go ahead and wrap up from here. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and we will see